The sun dipped low over lakeside Serenity, casting a golden glow on the manicured hedges and spotless sidewalks that hid the neighborhood's darker undercurrents. I'm Ethan Caldwell, a 34-year-old land surveyor, pulling into my grandfather James's driveway for my weekly Sunday visit. At 74, James, a retired mechanic, stood on his porch, flannel shirt tucked into cargo pants, his sharp eyes clouded with the loneliness that lingered since my grandmother Clara passed. His backyard dock cradled the Lucky Catch, a weathered 25-year-old fishing boat, its faded blue paint a testament to their love. But peace was a mirage here, shattered by Vivian Holt, the HOA president who ruled with a clipboard and a vendetta. When she seized James's boat, claiming it violated her rules, and called the cops to accuse him of trespassing, she thought she'd broken him. 6 minutes after the police arrived, I turned her victory into a nightmare, exposing a secret that toppled her empire and sparked a firestorm. Lakeside Serenity's polished facade masked a reign of terror. Vivian, 52, with her stiff bob and hawk-like stare, had terrorized residents for 6 years, collecting $15,000 in fines for absurd infractions, $200 for a faded fence, $150 for unapproved garden gnomes. Her McMansion, shared with her quiet husband, Leonard, was a command center for her power trips. James had lived here longer than Vivian, his dock a sacred space where he talked to Clara's memory. She named the boat, he told me, tracing its rail. Said we'd always catch something special, even if it was just time together. His tackle box held a faded photo of her smile. That Sunday, Vivian's heels clicked toward us, clipboard in hand, fake smile plastered on. "Mr. Harper," she said, ignoring me, "that boat and I saw, violating our aesthetic standards." I stepped forward. "It's his property, Vivian." She sized me up, irritated. "Ethan, standards apply to everyone. That vessel lowers property values." James looked weary, but I wasn't backing down. "It's not your call," I said. "It's not HOA land." Her smile tightened. "You'll get formal notice. Fix it, or we'll act." 2 days later, a $500 fine arrived for aesthetic violation. Vivian's rules were a maze of nonsense, but I'm a surveyor. I read the fine print. Buried in the HOA's 47-page bylaws, page 32 held gold, fine revenue must fund community projects, proposed by any resident with 7 signatures, forcing a vote. Vivian had ignored this, pocketing fines for her own gain. I told James, "We are paying the fine," but it will backfire on her. His voice cracked. "Maybe she's right, Ethan. I don't want trouble." I squeezed his shoulder. "Trust me, Grandpa. She's funding something beautiful." I canvassed neighbors, finding allies in her victims. The Wilsons, fined $300 for parking, Mrs. Evans, hit 4 wrong flowers. The Patels, charged $400 for a basketball hoop. "Vivian's a bully, Mrs. Evans said, signing my petition for a memorial plaque for James and Clara at the dock, funded by her fine. By Thursday, I had 11 signatures, enough to force a vote. Vivian called an emergency meeting, expecting to steamroll routine business. The community center buzzed with curious residents. She stood at a podium, confident, until I interrupted. "I requested this meeting, Vivian. It's about your fines." Her eyes narrowed. "This is my meeting, Ethan." I held up the bylaws. Page 32, Fine Revenue Funds Community Projects. "I propose a plaque for James and Clara Harper, using your $500 fine." The room murmured. Vivian's face flushed. "That's irregular." Neighbor Tom Rivera, a retired teacher who'd recorded our earlier clash, called out, "What's irregular is you ignoring your own rules." Mrs. Wilson stood. "Clara was kind to us all." "The plaque's perfect." Mr. Patel added, she welcomed us with cookies. Vivian stammered, "The fines for safety, not memorials." I smiled. "Then you'll love funding a tribute to the man you punished." The vote passed 9-2, Vivian abstaining, her control slipping as Tom's phone streamed it live. Vivian's revenge was swift. She pushed a new rule at the next meeting, banning boats over 10 years old, claiming insurance risks. Tom whispered, "She's targeting James." "Mrs. Evans challenged, "That only affects Sam's boat." Vivian deflected, "It's about liability," citing confidential data. I demanded proof, but she shut me down. The board, cowed by her influence, voted 6-1, Tom dissenting. The next morning, a tow truck arrived at James's dock. Vivian, watching from her hedge, smirked as workers secured the lucky catch. James, in his bathrobe, looked broken. "It's where I talk to Clara," he whispered. I tried to stop them. "This is theft." The driver showed Vivian's signed order. "HOA rules," he shrugged. Vivian gloated, "It's legal, Ethan. For the greater good." Furious, I shouted, "This is personal." She dialed 911. "Officer, we have a situation. Ethan's harassing us." Officer Daniels arrived, weary. "What's the issue?" Vivian played victim. "Ethan's aggressive, obstructing HOA business." I protested, "They are stealing his boat." Daniels reviewed her papers. "This is a civil matter. Take it to court." Vivian's eyes gleamed. "He's a threat, officer." Daniels warned me, "Step back, or it's obstruction." James waved me off. "Let it go, Ethan. I don't want you arrested." Watching the lucky catch towed away, I felt I'd failed him. That night, in James's garage, I kicked a box, spilling papers. A metal tin labeled, "Property Papers 1962, held a bombshell. The Harper family owned Lakeside Pond since 19,603.2 acres, including the dock. Vivian's $80 monthly lake fees from 65 families $50, 400 over 8 years were illegal. I called my lawyer friend, Rachel Lee. "This is gold," she said, verifying the documents. "She's been stealing from everyone." We planned a public reckoning. At Thursday's HOA meeting, the room overflowed. Tom streamed live, his audience growing. Vivian began, first, the budget review. I cut in. "I called this meeting. It's about lake ownership." Her face paled. "That's HOA business." I held up the deed. "My family owns Lakeside Pond since 1962. You've charged $50,400 in illegal fees." Gasps erupted. "That's impossible." Vivian sputtered. Rachel stood. "It's verified. You've stolen from this community." Tom's stream hit 3,000 viewers. I pressed, "You spent $12,000 of those fees on your landscaping." The crowd roared, demanding refunds. Vivian screamed, "This is harassment," but her allies backed away. "Return the boat, refund the fees, resign," I said. "Or face charges." "I never," rang hollow as Tom's view count soared to 12,000. Vivian's empire collapsed. News vans swarmed Lakeside Drive, her phone ringing with reporters she dodged with no comment. James's house buzzed with support misses. Evans brought cookies, neighbors shared outrage. Tom's video hit 2.8 million views, memes branding Vivian, HOA tyrant, flooding social media. Under legal pressure, she returned the lucky catch, mumbling an apology as cameras rolled. All fees refunded within 30 days, she gritted out, resigning in disgrace. James boarded his boat, whispering, "Welcome home, Clara." The crowd cheered, Tom narrating, "Justice served." The video reached 20 million views, sparking HOA horror stories nationwide. 3 months later, Vivian moved, unable to face the community she'd fleeced. I deeded the lake to Lakeside Serenity, renaming it Clara's Lake, a unanimous vote sealing its legacy. The HOA, led by Tom and Mrs. Evans, embraced transparency: no more fines for norms or boats. James fished daily, he smiled back. The story ignited debates. Was my public shaming too harsh, or was Vivian's fraud unforgivable? Some called me a bully for exposing her, others a hero for freeing a neighborhood. I didn't care. I'd saved Clara's memory and James's peace. The lucky catch bobbed on Clara's Lake, a bronze plaque gleaming, a love that lasted a lifetime. Vivian thought she owned us. I showed her the truth owns everything.